Hi and welcome back to another live stream. In today's live stream, I'm gonna do something else than before, another jam. It's a long time that I compare some synths with each other, so in today I'm gonna choose those two mono synths that I have here, the ARP Odyssey and the Moog Mother-32. There are two different synths, but they're also similar, so I will explain. But first, the Mother 2, it's a recently synth, and the Odyssey, ARP Odyssey is also recently synth, but this one is a reissue that Korg did. It's the same thing as the original, and the other one were, in the older one, there were 3 versions. This one also the golden one, the red one, and also the white one, and there are also 3 different filters. So in this case I have also both the 3 filters and this synth that make it also interesting to make the compare, because I have here the Moog, and I know in one of those, the first or the second one, someone, if you can help me, just put it in a comment or in the chat, are the same filter, and I think it was the second one in this case, but maybe I'm wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. I had connect both synths on the Moog on the DX7 as a MIDI keyboard. Now I'm using it as a MIDI keyboard, and the Juno DS for the ARP Odyssey, because it's a MIDI key, easier to use the full key, have the full range instead of here must always transpose, and the same thing here on the Moog Mother-32. So to do the comparison using the ARP Odyssey only with one oscillator, it's the same thing that the Mother-32 has also. So if I'm gonna start to compare the 2 synths, the ARP has 2 oscillators instead of 1. The Mother-32 has 1. Both have 1 LFO. You can also use the second oscillator on the Odyssey as a second LFO. Both synths has also a sine wave, a pulse wave, a square wave, and also you can use it as a pulse wave and a sawtooth. So in that case they are very similar, so you can make the comparison. Both since this one has an ADR, an AR, and an ADSR envelope generator. In this case only the ADHR, and you can choose between sustain and on off. And but at the Mother-32, that is usual when you have the Moog synths. The most older one has also those, only the choose between sustain and on and off, and the envelope generators. The other thing that in this Mother-32 there's a sequencer built in. You don't have that in the Odyssey. You have a sort of you can automatically use the LFO rate. Yes. There's also a way to have a sort of also arpeggio, or rather the sequencer than an arpeggio. In this case you have a built-in sequencer. You can use it also, very interesting. And you have also a patch bay. You can patch lots of things, routing, also patch other synths on this synth. So it's a semi-modular, and this one is not a semi-modular, it's just, you have also from behind you can patch the CV, the gate, the trigger and the gate also. But in this case, at the Mother-32, you have more choice to patch and to route other features on the synth. But today it's gonna be about the sound of the filter, the sound of the waveforms, and can we create almost the same thing on a Mother-32 as on a ARP Odyssey. So I've also connected the oscilloscope so you can see also the different forms of the waves. For those who just came in or watching, thanks for watching, but feel free to like and subscribe if you have some questions, or if you there is something on your mind, just put it in the chat, or leave it in the chat, or put it in the comments below, just to discuss those two synths, and at the end, which one we will choose for the sound, not for the features, because I'm not doing the comparison of what it can do. I'm just want to hear the difference in the sound, because there are two mono synths. If I have to choose which one I'm gonna sell, or which one I'm gonna keep, in this case both. Also, I'm gonna keep them both. Starting for the sine, the square wave, both has also so this one is the ARP Odyssey. Nice square wave. You cannot manually modify the pulse width, but you can do it with the LFO. In this case, excuse me, you can't do it manually. You can do it also with an LFO. Now it's the envelope generator. I forgot that you can do it also manually. Nice one, almost zero. And if you're going to the a little bit too loud, less louder. Same thing. So as you see, you can go also same thing. A little bit narrower than the ARP. Well, I found out that that's one minor thing that I found on the Moog synths. It's not my first one. I played on a little fatty before. I had it for a half year, I think, from a friend. Then I also the Prodigy and this one, the Moog 32. The potential meters are not so great from quality. They are not so clean. And that's the third one. And also the third one, it's always, I don't know, the quality of the components in a Moog are not as good as, for example, the ARP. It's very clean always. You don't hear nothing. And then the synths, the Moog synths, always you have some one or two knobs are not so clean. There are some clicking, something like this. In this case, it's the pulse width, who has always that little bit of clicking. And that's pretty for a synth like. See, now it's gone. That means that the potentiometers are not so high quality. When they are not in use, they corrode faster than normally if they are from a high quality. You don't have that. And that's a great issue with Moog synths. Even when you are paying, I don't know if it's the same with the Model Ds, but when you are paying more than €5,000 for a synth, and you always have that problem with some of the knobs, then I find it very pretty. That's one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of Moogs in my studio, because that, and I have the MS-20, I have this one, the Odyssey, even those from Behringer. You don't have that on those synths. There are better quality potentiometers than on the Moog. I don't know why. So please, Moog, try to use better components in your synthesizers, because you pay a lot for those synths. But the sound is very great. Next, going to the sawtooth, and now for a Moog sawtooth. Almost identical in form. Same thing when you're comparing the square wave. Identical. But I set it in the second filter mode. When I go to the first, you will see there is a difference. Much sharper. So I think the second filter is the filter that is the Moog filter, the ladder filter. So they are identical, and their sound also identical. There is a difference. We will see that when we're going to the low end. You will hear more bass when you're listening with headphones or speakers. You will hear there's more bass in the Odyssey than on the. Maybe it's in the second one. Normally, I thought there was a little bit more bass. We will see. A little bit. It's not enough. Not when I put it in the first one. Then the difference is bigger. In the second, like the ladder filter, is almost identical. Almost identical. Put it in the first one. Then you see in the no difference between those. So nice done for the ARP Odyssey to the second filter, the ladder filter. If you see, it's the same thing as the Mother-32 from Moog. Now for the filter, going back to the sawtooth, I'm gonna swipe through the filter. So I'm using the second one, not the first one, not that spiky one, the other one. Nice. Going to the which one do you prefer? There is a tiny bit of difference, but you're sounding. The Odyssey is a little bit brighter than and goes more in the low end also. So there is more contrast between the low end and the high end. And fantastic sounding, but also the not so much low end as the ARP Odyssey. But don't be. There is a catch also. Now you will hear there is no lot of low end because we don't use the high pass filter in this case. And we will see when we're using that, then the Mother-32 goes also a little bit crazy, and it's a fantastic synth. That's a big difference. We will hear that when we come to that point. Now going through the filter also, same thing. Halfway resonance, and we will hear what. Don't forget, I'm using the second filter. We will do that the same thing with the first one, and we'll hear there is a quite big difference. Going 3/4 of the thing with the filter on the Odyssey is the most effective or most effect that you're gonna have is in the highest region here, very sensitive. So now it was 3/4. I'm gonna put it between the 3/4 and the last one, and we will hear different. Going a little bit higher, but not to the max. You will see. you can go maximum. In this case, the low end here. Sounding so nice. You see it, very sensitive. Very, very low. That was just in the second. In the first one, you will see there is a difference. And now, if we're doing the same thing, halfway, and now you see and you hear the difference in the waveform and also in the sound of the filter. So the typical going to 3/4 self-resonate, of course. A bit similar as the ARP Odyssey. Then full open. Goes also very low, but a little bit less than the ARP Odyssey. So, I don't know, what do you think? But I think that in the low end, it's one for the ARP Odyssey, and in the sound, I prefer also the Mother-32. But the ARP Odyssey had something special. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to use the first filter, and you will hear the difference. Without resonance, very spiky, very halfway. Like I said, the higher you're gonna get, now it's gonna begin to change, but not enough. I'm gonna tiny bit. More resonance. You see the amplitude, it's very And if you have now some headphones or speakers, then you're gonna hear the low end. It's a very, and I can go now on the max. That's very low, very low. so low it can go. And if we use the last filter, in this case, it's not so aggressive as the other one. Going to the filter of, now we did that, but we have a high pass filter in this case. That was with the high pass filter. I don't use it oftenly because you lose something or some of the low end, and that's a little bit pretty sometimes. But in this case, you have that also on the Mother-32, but this one is special. You can compare it with the MS-20, and that's what I like about this synth when I use it like this. That's with the high pass filter on. You see? Modulate. The art assembly, so you have that's what I like about this synth. Can let him talk. And when you're using the pulse wave, That's the high pass filter that I like about this synth, and that's why I'm not selling it, because I got a very nice, creamy, and very nice sounding high pass filter on this synth. You can combine it with your cutoff, and it's that is one you can do that. You cannot do that with another C. It has its own specialities, but in this case, it's one for the Mother-32. The high pass is in this case okay, but less usable as the one on the Mother-32. What can we do with this one that we can do with this a lot? Because we have an ADR, ADSR, and an AR, so you can split the filter in the AR or in the ADSR. And also the bass lines are very, very great in this case, because it has that low end, and certainly in the first filter. Now going to the can also use a little bit of the LFO on it. Using the pulse wave. Pulse width modulation. We'll drive on a more punch. Combine. So now you hear the difference. Even they are almost similar, with the same filter, with the same. Well, you have, of course, other envelope generators, but same waveforms, identical even. But the filter can, even then, you have some difference in sound. And of course, in this case, you can also have a pulse width modulation on this one, like I did now with the LFO. You see it also on the screen. And then also the same thing. Now, when I can try to create the same sounds with the same features, and also, and we will see if we can get the same thing. So I'm just using the same thing, so I can use starting from beginning. I'm not gonna use the high pass filter in this case. Just starting from scratch. I can combine also the sawtooth with the pulse wave or the square wave on the patchway. You can do it. You can combine that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use only one. In this case, also at the Odyssey, you have also the ring mode. You don't have that on the ARP Mother-32. Okay, what I'm gonna try to create is, now we are in the same thing. Maybe same thing here. More, longer. Maybe a little bit shorter. This one shorter, this one longer. Same thing. I need also to use, in this case, the release. A bit louder. Identical. Now we can go lower like this. Same thing here, halfway. And now you hear a difference. Here. I'm going to. So. So there is a difference because now we are in the same range, almost, I think. When you're listening very careful, you will. But the difference is not big, so there's a small difference, but not a big one. Now, give it a little bit of it when turned off. Halfway of an amount of filter. And this one. The more I begin to shape the sound, the more you can hear the difference, and I try to go as near as possible to the same sound, but then even when I hear halfway amount of the filter that you open in the envelope generator, this one is sharper. I'm put it in the same filter now. Now it's same thing. But then, even then, it has more. Bit more. That's too much. Now you can see the difference between those two. The more I can I'm gonna modulate the pulse a little bit, also halfway. The same thing, I'm gonna do that here, halfway. Now you can hear more the difference. Even I'm trying to less